What's up, YouTube Tyler Me Bros? And I'm taking to the board real quick. Decks that are relevant right now in the current meta. We do have the new set coming out, which will bring us the new hero card, which definitely makes heroes a relevant deck, which I completely forgot about until I just said it. Heroes. So we got new stuff coming out in the new set, being hero support, which is going to make the deck actually playable, or I guess consistently decent. Satellas, which brings life to a lot of decks, and a couple other archetype boosts like Gagagas, which I highly recommend because I think it's going to be tier 0. It's not, but it will be. So I'm here just to let you guys know about current decks in the meta, what really impact, what's good, I guess, what's going to be good, what to play to get your top, and what to avoid. So I'm going to go through a quick list right here. And don't forget to subscribe when you watch my videos, because I need everyone to subscribe so I can be famous. And plus, we always like when people actually watch our videos, because it makes us want to do more things. If you like the whole board thing, I did it before, people liked it, I'll keep doing it. I just randomly wanted to. But subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. So for current decks, or relevant decks, I guess we have plants being like, I guess the Giga Plant, or the Sylvans, Netcloths, Dolls, Burning Abyss, Tellas, Quills, Yusenju, and Heroes. Now, obviously being the better decks, we have Netcloths, which we all know is the best deck. It didn't get hit as bad as everything as Quill, and Quill was like I guess it's problematic matchup at the time. So I mean, it lost to Prep, it lost to Brio, not a big deal. Deck's still really good. Burning Abyss and Tellas are seeing a ridiculous amount of play. BA is still really good. I personally decided to play BA over Netcloths when I had it. I just felt like the floaters were really strong, and the ability to go for game was quite simple. And it was like, it's really like wombo combo, so it was really fun. And Tellas are so consistent. I guess that the percentage of opening one of the 3 Rotas or the 3 Denebs is it's very strong, and when you open up one of those cards and you have the Trevor and all that, it's a really good thing. So it's just an overall good deck. I feel like these three decks right now are the best 3 in the order I said, and Netcloths, BA, Tella. Dolls are seeing a lot of play because the matchups are really good. BA has somewhat of trouble playing Dolls. I mean, not saying they can't win, but it's a pain in the ass. And Winda's pretty good against Tellas, as I heard. And it's okay against the Netcloths, but Netcloths still, they're just the dominant deck. But Dolls is going to be seen a lot more because the new set, because they're getting Satellas. And if anybody doesn't know what, not Satellas, Star Seraphs, chair people. If anyone doesn't know what these chair things do, how do you draw a 3D chair? If anyone didn't notice, my GoPro literally just fell off the head going. It's kind of unfortunate, because I thought the video was going pretty okay. Alright, so hopefully this one sticks. Cool. But you don't know what the Tellarknights do. They are a rank 4 archetype that is going to support a lot of really good things, including Dolls and Tellarknights. And basically what they do is they summon another one, you search, you do another thing, and you draw when you overlay, and it has 3 things. It's pretty nutty. But it gives new plays to Dolls and Tellarknights, and they're really strong, which I think Dolls are going to really rise up to be really, really strong for these chair things, as well as Tellarknights, because it's just going to make them good. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but I think BA is going to lose in popularity after these come out, because BA losing the Tour Guide kind of made things a little tough, and slows the simpler combos down. I mean, there still is combos with the Dark Eruption and not a combo, it's a card, but combos with Crane and stuff that you can do that is close to similar. So as far as the Satella Knights out, these decks are going to be very good. Dolls are going to be... Construct is a very good card that is very underrated, but OCG knows all about that. Heroes are also going to be really good because they're getting this Fire Dude. The Fire Dude searches a polymerization, not that it's relevant, or he searches something. And basically make the Flame guy and My God, if I drop this GoPro one more time, I'm literally going to go insane. I'm trying to do a video here. Christ. Okay, so the hero's getting this fire thing that's pretty good, and it's going to make them relevant too. So, Yusenju's, sorry for all you Yusenju fans, this deck is really just falling off and not very good. It never has been good. It's an anti-meta deck, how it is. Plants are, again, for fanboys, and just because Lone Fire's a 3, and you guys got some good plant cards, doesn't mean it's, like, back, unfortunately. BA is definitely dropping down, and Quill, I think Quill's gone. Like, yeah, it's seen, I guess, play, but it's not as good as everything else, and I know they're getting support in the next thing, but I don't know how strong it is. Personally, I haven't looked into it, so I could be wrong about them being really good, but that I know of, they're not getting anything great. Not enough to bring them to where they are. So, we have Netclots coming in. It's definitely going to be the #1 deck. Dolls, after they get to this Teleknights, are going to be second. Third, Heroes. Heroes is a completely cheap deck, so you have to assume that a bunch of people are playing it. And decks like when you go to a regional, you can't expect us to play all Netclots. It's not going to happen. You have people that play for fun or don't have the $600 to currently spend. So they pick up decks that are cheap. Cheap being plant decks like Giga Plant, Yusenju, Heroes, stuff like that. So you got to think a majority of people are going to have the hero structure deck and stuff like that. So you got to think when this new card comes out, most people are going to have it on hand and they're going to see it pretty often. Dark Law is a generally great card, and they're getting more support, and it's a fan deck. So you know that the deck's just going to keep being played. That's why I think it's going to be like third better deck. Falling behind it would be Tellas. It's already a really good deck, and with the Star Seraphs, it speeds it up and all. And BA being BA. This is the order I would put the top decks until the next ban list or until the next leak of really good cards comes in. I mean, I know at the end of this month we are getting that new set, and realistically, out of the new set, what matters? We have Star Seraphs, the archetype, the Flame Hero thing, probably some other broken cards we don't know about yet, because there's always that card that you're just like Dynathurum was just like really good at the time and stuff like that. So between like that and a couple other cards, that's really all we're expecting in the change. So until that changes, we have what we have, and I think for these decks to overall play with each other, I don't think much needs to change. I mean, obviously these two are adding in a second archetype or third archetype, Dolls. I think Netcloths are just gonna play less hand traps if heroes are relevant, because you know they can't activate them under Dark Law. But you might see people playing like Danko is going to be very strong in Dolls. Danko's going to be very, very strong in Netcloths, because when you Danko any of these, I have a green mark I'm going to use. If you Danko this deck, or this deck with any of these two, then you're generally going to push for game. Dolls is literally like put it on table, swing chaos monsters and a dad, which they always seem to have dad. It's literally ridiculous. So swing with those type of monsters, do a lot of damage, then you fusion a bunch of stuff, and then you do other things, and you make crazy plays. You swing for game, and with Danko, it secures that. Same thing in Netcloths. The ability just to side up a card like Danko is just very strong, or even main it if you want to main it. Just to drop down to any of these three. I mean, when you're playing against heroes and they don't have the hand traps, I mean, Valk being probably one of the biggest game-changing cards to come to an archetype in such a long time. It's literally a searchable scarecrow that people have to play cards to get around. It's like when Tower first came out, people were worried about towers. It's like I feel like Valk is what Towers was supposed to be. Like it's such a strong card, and it's and with these cards not being able to play cards like Valk, when you dank them, you should pretty much win. And Dolls, I don't know if they're gonna fit in their thing, but I'm sure they will at least do that. BA, we're going in order. Dolls, same thing. Heroes, I think heroes are literally just gonna play the hero cards. They're all generally good cards, and if anything, I'm just gonna play more floodgates. It's a floodgate like simple cards win the game. Cards like Regeki, bottomless cards like that just win the game. And the same thing goes for Heroes and Talas. They're close to the same, except one has a Dark Law and searchable spells, and this one has searchable, very powerful monsters and a card that bounces trap cards. Like they play floodgates. They're floodgate decks, and floodgate decks will always do well no matter what the thing is. I mean, there was a think of a hat. It was literally a format where it just had. Then there was like Sylvans, but it was pretty hard getting over like searchable bottomless and stuff. So these are back row decks, and I think for them to beat these decks, they will just play better cards or maybe main something weird. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of like maining side deck stuff the majority of the time, but you never know. For BA to like compete with the rest of it, it's very hard. I think out of all of these decks, a BA player to play BA now after all this happens would be you have to be a good player in general. Like you have to know what you're doing in the deck to consistently do well. It's like after a deck's been hit and somebody still plays it. Like if you're not good with a deck, even though you have like a good build, doesn't mean you're gonna win. Like it just doesn't work. So for BA to beat these type of decks, we have to. It really has to stop too many different factors. I think that it's gonna fall off depending. There's still gonna be plenty of people playing it. I mean, there'll be a day where you play a bunch of Yusenjus, a plant deck, maybe one Neclots, and maybe one Telenites. It's pure luck the way the things go. It could just be your day, but a majority of people, I think BA is unfortunately gonna fall off in popularity because for this to have main deck outs to this is it's pretty unfortunate. So I mean, you have macro, you have the honest counter trap deck, you have a deck that completely just goes in, and you have Neclots, which is the best of all, pretty much. And I think that's what we're really looking at until the ban list changes. I know the ban list didn't change until after NATS. So depending on what set or structure we get, there's always something good in something. That's pretty much what we're looking at. I know Yingxing are coming out with that card, but we all have to remember, just because a deck gets an extra deck card or gets a synchro doesn't mean that the main deck is going to change. And if the main deck has problem functioning, like Yingxing, doesn't mean the synchro is going to help. I mean, yes, the synchro I think is very good, but I don't think that the deck in general is good. And if the core isn't good, just because you can hit that one card, yeah, you might hit it 1 out of 10, but that's 1 out of 10. You don't want to take that to a tournament. And Dolls is also getting that water card that stops Neclots, which I think is very good, which they are going to be battling first and second, but they have to play the water card. I don't know if they can play core. We should just play core in it, but I don't know. So they're getting that, which is going to be another edge to try to just push first. So I think between Dolls and Neclots, that's what we're really looking at. That's the main two. And then Telenites and Heroes are the floodgates that will always be there. So this is really what I'm predicting is going to be flooded with. You gotta think a lot of people liked Dolls at the time. It fell off with certain decks, and I think it's back, and I think a lot of people are going to be happy about it. A lot of good players that play Dolls that are not doing as well without them is going to be happy to come back to the game and be able to play that. So I think it's cool. And that's my video. So comment, sub, tell me like, sorry for dropping GoPro twice. It's stuck to something shitty. Tell me if you like this board stuff, because I literally have it outside my room, so I can do it anytime. And let me know if there's any certain content you want to talk about, because I never know what to do besides the bad one.